Good morning, my dear students of grade 1. How are you today? Today we have a grammar lesson, and this lesson is in the booklet, page 67. And this is our page in the booklet. So, our lesson for today is about the question of there are. The question of there are. So, we said before, if I'm talking about one thing or singular noun, I'm going to use there is. But if I'm going to talk about plural things, we're going to use there are. So, let's read. Are there? Are there any pens? Yes, there are. Are there any figs? No, there aren't. No, there aren't. So now, let's find more about our lesson or our grammar lesson. Would you please look at this picture and tell me, what can you see? A pen? Very good. But look carefully. How many pens? How many pens are there? So let's count. 1, 2, 3. So there are more than one. There are 3 pens. So I'm going to say there are pens. There are pens. In this sentence, we use are. So we can't use is because is for singular, for one thing. If there is one pen, I'm going to say there is a pen. But if there are 3 pens, we have to say there are. There are. I can't say there is. This is wrong. So the correct sentence is there are pens. Look at this letter. This is the letter S. So we call it the plural S. The plural S. نسميها اس الجمع حيث توضع الاس في نهاية الكلمة المفرد لكي نعبر ونقول أن هذه الكلمة جمع. So I have to say pens. I can't say there are pen. No, because there are more than one pen. So I have to say there are pens. There are pens. Look at this sentence. In any sentence, I have to start with a capital letter and I have to end with a full stop. So I have to put full stop at the end of the sentence. So I'm going to say there are pens. There are pens. So I'm going to ask you, is this a question or a sentence? Excellent. This is a sentence because we start with a capital letter and at the end of this sentence there is a full stop. If we want to make it a question, we have to start with are. As long as we start with are, so this is a question. If I'm going to make it a question, I have to start with are. So we say, are there any pens? Are there any pens? I have to put a question mark because we started with are. As long as we started with are, I have to put at the end of this question a question mark, not a full stop, because this is a question. If we want to answer, we answer with yes or no, because this is yes or no question. Yes or no question. So I'm going to answer with yes, there are. If the answer was no, I have to say no, there aren't. No, there aren't. As long as there is no, I have to put at the end of the sentence not. طالما بدأنا الإجابة بنو so يجب وضع كلمة not في آخر الجملة. We can't say no there are. No, this is wrong. The correct answer is no, there aren't. No, there aren't. So look at this picture and tell me where is the correct answer, yes or no? Are there any pens? Yes. So I have to answer with yes. The correct answer is yes, there are. Now let's talk about the negative form of are. Are plus not, are not, are not. Are not is a long form. So what's the short form? The short form of are not is aren't. So we omit away o and put apostrophe. We omit away o and put apostrophe. So the short form of are not is aren't. This is apostrophe. This is apostrophe. So the negative form of are is aren't. The negative form نفي are هو aren't. Aren't. Look at this picture. What are these? Excellent. There are figs. There are figs. This is a capital letter and this is a full stop, so I have to say this is a sentence, and there is the S plural, so there are figs. I have to say there are figs, not there is, because there are more than one. If I'm going to make it a question, I have to say, are there any apples? Are there any apples? I have to answer with yes or no. Yes, there are. If the answer is no, I say no, there aren't. So the correct answer is, look at this picture. What are these? There are figs. So, are there any apples? Are there any apples? No, there aren't. No, there aren't. There are socks. There are socks. This is a sentence. To make it a question, I say, are there any socks? The answer is yes, there are. I have to put at the end of this sentence a full stop. Or no, there aren't. There are spiders. There are spiders. The question is, are there any cats? If the teacher asks you, are there any cats? So the answer is, no, there aren't. No, there aren't. There are cars. There are cars. If I ask you, are there any spiders? Are there any spiders? Our answer is, no, there aren't. No, there aren't. So this is our page in the booklet. So open your booklet, page 67, and let's answer some question about yes or no question of there are. Our question is complete. Number 1. Are there any cats? Are there any cats? So our answer is no. So I have to say, no, there aren't. Very good. No, there aren't. Number 2. Are there any spiders? Look at this and tell me, are there any spiders? Yes or no? Yes. So I have to say, yes, there are. Number 3. Are there any cars? Look at this picture. Are there any cars? Yes or no? Yes, there are. I have to say, yes, there are. Number 4. Are there dogs? Are there dogs? Look at this picture. Are there dogs? Yes or no? No. So I have to say, no, there aren't. Our homework for today is in page 68. Read and write in order. I have to read. نقوم بقراءة الجملة ثم نبدأ بالكلمة التي تحتوي على حرف كابيتال. أين الكلمة التي تحتوي على حرف كابيتال؟ are. So I have to start with are. Are there any rulers? As long as طالما بدأنا are لابد أن نضع في آخر هذا السؤال question mark. So don't forget the question mark. Are there any rulers? You have to complete our homework, and thanks for listening to our grammar lesson for today, and hope you have enjoyed our lesson.